Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to your coverage of the Sina Cup. It's the Sina Cup Supernova Dota 2 Open Season 2 is the official in-game title, but I'm just going to be calling it the Sina Cup. We're in the qualifier portions of this competition, and I'm here on Baseskip here casting on behalf of Beyond the Summit for our two best of threes for this qualifier for the evening. So for anybody not familiar with the tournament format, there are a whole bunch of invited teams, and there is also a set of qualifier matches. The qualifier matches are just a series of best of threes. If you win the qualifier, you make it through into the main event. That's pretty much it. We've already had two of these qualifier best of threes played out, so we've determined two of the teams that are advanced through into the main bracket, and we'll be sending two more that way after this. And this is actually the last day of qualifiers as well, guys. It's not a very drawn-out competition. The grand finals are going to be on the 4th. So this is Hearts Get Together, who we're familiar with from the WPC Ace Dota 2 League, versus New Element Gaming, which I have to say that I have not come across previously in my experience. So if I butcher names and if terrible things happen, then I do apologize for that. But that's pretty much it as far as introductions go, guys. As always, it's a pleasure to welcome you back to the broadcast, and let's get ourselves underway. I can actually, well, I'll check in between games. They've already got the bracket released, so I will be able to tell you who the winner of this best of three is going to advance to play in the winner bracket. So everybody moves through into the 8-man start of the winner bracket. There's a lower bracket as well, and that's pretty much it for the competition. It's just playing through that, playing through the upper and lower brackets, and nothing much more complicated than that. So, getting ourselves into the draft, we're going to have Clockwork and Venomancer banned out by Hearts Get Together. New Element are going to be getting rid of an Elder Titan and a Bounty Hunter. So at least one offlaner is going to make it through in the Timbersaw. Hearts actually opting to first pick up the Alchemist, and we'll be responding, interestingly enough, to the Rubik with a Viper.
Dire team ban.
So, Viper actually, with the recent changes, doesn't suffer quite so much to Rubik. Yes, you can still reliably steal Viper Strike, but unless Rubik has an Aghanim Scepter of his own, then he won't get the Aghanim's upgrade from Viper, which is a fairly common pickup. So I think it was actually a bit of a help to Viper versus Rubik overall, though if he wants to, he can still steal it at least the once in the fight. He just won't have that 12-second cooldown.
5 seconds remaining.
And the Alchemist, not really a surprise pickup at all. We've been seeing it a lot in Chinese Dota as of late. And New Element having banned out a Crystal Maiden and a Visage, so removing those supports from the pool. They're going to snag up a Chen. Hearts Get Together, just kind of getting rid of your beefy mids, the Dragon Knight and the Kunkka. And New Element, where are they going to take this from here? There's still the Pugna in the pool. They've fortunately managed to get rid of both a Bounty Hunter and a Crystal Maiden, so their Chen should be alright for the most part. There is still an Enchantress in the pool, so if Hearts Get Together want to get their hands on that, and then go and be a nuisance to the Chen in his own jungle, that's definitely an option.
5 seconds remaining.
And Hearts could even potentially run an aggressive tri-lane here. They would have to find a 1v1 solo against the Timber, but I think Viper should actually do just fine, so long as maybe he picks up boots fairly early on. So we'll have to see. But I think New Element have set themselves up pretty well for this Chen, and Hearts, well, we'll see where they can go from here. I am, as always, anticipating the support Alchemist, but we have seen teams running it still as a carry and running it as a mid from time to time, so could see that in this game, potentially. But Hearts Get Together, just going to continue focusing on their core heroes here, and we'll end up grabbing the Mirana. So again, it's still not 100% clear what exactly they're planning to do. They've got the options for some very strong duo lanes. Yeah, there's still plenty of good supports left in the pool, I would say, as well. New Element just going to be picking up a Lifestealer here. I was thinking that maybe Luna or the Pugna could be strong options, just because Hearts Get Together are still yet to really pick up a whole lot of counter push. Viper is pretty useless as far as that's concerned. And I'm also surprised at the Lifestealer, because you've already got a Viper over on the enemy team. So Lifestealer is just going to be focused by Viper Strike every single team fight, and he might have some trouble, especially with the Bane also
Dire
being
team
grabbed
ban.
here. So we'll see if New Element might be able to pick up something like a semi-carry for their mid lane, because I think they are going to need somebody else to deal damage while this Lifestealer is busy getting Nightmared, Enfeebled, Viper Struck, you know, maybe even Concoction Stunned or Arrowed once
10 seconds remaining.
that rage wears out.
5 seconds
So
remaining.
I really did like the Chen pickup from New Element, but I think it's a shame that we don't really see a
Reserve
split pushing
time.
carry or just a straight up pusher. I think they could have better fit in, say, Weaver, Luna,
Radiant
Pugna.
team ban.
Even if they wanted to run something really aggressive like the Death Prophet as well, I think could have done
Dire
quite well
team
with their
pick.
lineup. Because again, Hearts Get Together just have nothing for counter push. They've got a Starstorm and an Acid Spray, and that's the extent of it. Bane's not doing anything, Viper's not doing anything, so New Element should hopefully at least get the full value out of their Chen here. And Lifestealer is a hero that benefits from little bits of gold here and there. All of his items, well, at least all of his early game items have fairly easy build-up, and taking down some early towers does help
10
out a lot
seconds
with
remaining.
that. But New Element, they ban out the Razors, so it looks like they are
5
still
seconds
considering just going
remaining.
for the single core Lifestealer. The Puck's being banned out.
Reserve
I'm a little
time.
bit surprised, honestly, for Hearts Get Together. I think they have the Lifestealer pretty much countered, and if New Element only went for the Puck, then so long as Hearts survive the early to mid game, then I think they would have this late. They've got an Alchemist who, I guess regardless of position, should be able to get a little bit of farm in a long game, and they've got Viper and Mirana, who I think, with the current game situation, are very reasonable carries, even if they are only really semi-carries here. So, difficult choice for New Element, and they are going to end up going for
Radiant
the
team
OD.
pick.
So, gives them some good laning power, though not necessarily amazing against Viper. We could even see the Bane roaming in there to just try and get some ganks down with the Alk. I think that is this kind of style that Hearts Get Together are going to be going for here. So, I do like it as far as it being a semi-carry that you can put on the mid lane, but I don't know if it fits in necessarily all that
10
amazingly well
seconds remaining.
with NE's overall game plan. And Hearts Get Together just going to continue being greedy, are going to end up picking up the Weaver, so they've got 3 extremely mobile cores, with the support Alchemist and the support Bane, who are probably looking to roam around towards that mid lane as early as possible. The same can be said for New Element, however. They've got a Chen, they've got a Rubik, so they do have the mobility to make their way towards mid and try and set up a bit of a gank, especially since it's likely to be the Viper on the mid lane. But guys, welcome back to the Sina Cup. This is the 2nd season of this competition. I think it's 10
Prepare
days
for
total,
battle.
so not the longest event. We're in our qualifier stage. It's Hearts Get Together versus New Element, and it's a pleasure to be introducing you guys to these two teams. So over on Hearts Get Together, we've got AZE or A's playing the Bane. Zhao LV is going to be your Mirana. We've got Zhao Hong making his return on the Viper, XY on the Alchemist, and we've got Alex who's going to be handling the Weaver. Over on New Element, we've got KK handling the Lifestealer. I'm going to need a little bit of help from chat with this guy's name on the Rubik. These are things that I should have looked up before the game, guys, but and this is also where I wish I had Winter, for example, to let me know what's going on. But anyway, moving on, we've got Shana on the Chen, we've got Shiki on the OD, and we've got another name which I'm not going to even attempt, handling the Timbersaw. So I'll see if I can clarify these names, guys, in between games. This is something that I should have asked about again beforehand. We've got Hearts Get Together moving up aggressively to start things off. Still haven't shown exactly what the lanes are going to
30
be.
seconds to battle.
They could choose to split up the supports. The Alchemist could try and run some pulls on bot. The Bane could just stay top to try and set up some arrows and put pressure on the Lifestealer here. And Hearts Get Together trying to figure out how to ward the big camp. To my knowledge, this doesn't block it, but we'll have to check. Some teams will place it over here. The spawn box of this
The
camp
battle
extends up
begins.
a little bit, but I'm not sure if it does extend up onto the cliff. So we'll just keep an eye out for that around the 30-second mark. It is going to be Hearts Get Together running an aggro tri-lane, leaving the Weaver to solo down bot, and it is going to be, as you would expect, the Viper against OD on the mid lane. Both of them have been pulled up pretty much to the exact same start, though Shiki has opted for a salve instead of a tango. And we do actually have Chen, I think, having spotted some of the early aggression on his lane. He's going to be making his way down towards bot, but unfortunately without maybe finding a lucky troll or something like that, Alex should still be okay. This is a very difficult lane for the Weaver, 1v1 against the Timbersaw. It's actually one of a few lanes that the Weaver does end up losing in, assuming that the Timber plays it right, so we'll see what he's going to be up to here. But already an arrow up on top lane, not too long, but they've got a stun to follow it up. KK is just being chain stunned all the way to death. One more right click in the Bane is going to finish him off, and Hearts Get Together will end up drawing first blood in this game.
This nightmare never ends.
Okay, Bane, we get it. But, so first blood drawn. Chen is still all the way bottom lane, so he can't really help out with this at all. The Rubik might be able to pull the Nightmare off the Lifestealer, but that's about it. We've got a lot of damage being traded on bottom lane. The Salve from the Timbersaw is already going to be popped. Alex, meanwhile, still just holding onto his for the time being. And, well, Hearts Get Together, farming pretty well in all three lanes. OD is still yet to get a CS on mid lane, while Alex is sitting at 6 for 5, so he's doing very well for himself. Didn't actually spot if he picked up the first point in Poison Attack, or if he did go for the Nether Toxin, but regardless, he's doing a very good job so far in this lane. Does look like it might have been Poison Attack. The OD's already chewed through a lot of regen here. Sal's been used, and his Tango. Alex going to continue harassing on bottom lane, and continues to just wear the Timbersaw down. He's picked up his 2 points in reactive armor, but he's falling behind in the regen war, and assistance from the Chen is going to be necessary, but they don't have any sentry wards. All they have to hope that Alex makes a bad decision as far as his Shikuchi is concerned, and then maybe they can pick up this kill, but it's maybe a bit optimistic. Top lane, we do have HGT able to catch out the Rubik behind the tower. So sorry guys, too much focus on bottom lane, but one more kill going the way of Hearts Get Together. A TP from the Rubik down towards bot. He's got 2 sets of anti-invis, he's got sentries, and he's got dust. Alex walks in. Is he going to be lifted? No, he spots the Rubik. He loops around, however. Gets dusted up, doesn't have the time lapse. A little bit surprised that he chose to go back in for the damage, and that's a questionable play that is going to end up costing him his life. So, New Element are going to get themselves on the board. They're going to go for an immediate smoke gank as well, heading towards mid. XY, realizing why the gank failed on the high ground, so we'll just be able to de-ward here, but they're still going to go in for this here. They can imprison to set up. We'll be able to get the Ursa clap down. But they're going to just immediately lift back into the clap, but no follow-up damage from the OD. Bit of a strange timing for New Element to try and make that gank happen, and that's a wasted smoke. So they've used 2 smokes, some anti-invis down on bottom lane, and just haven't really done too much just yet. So, and mid lane is continuing to suffer at the hands of Xiao Hong, who's doing very well for himself. So far so good for Hearts Get Together. The Lifestealer without any support backup is being completely forced off the lane. He's got 4 CS so far. We've got a 2-man smoke gank making its way towards mid. Lots of action in mid lane, but Nightmare's going to start things off. The concoction's coming in. The Dire supports are trying to get here as fast as they can. Nice imprison from the OD, charging up that stun maybe just a little bit too long. Looks like Hearts Get Together will still be able to pick this one up. The Troll Trap on Xiao Hong, but Chen likely to go down in just a second here. They do manage to finish off the Alchemist in exchange, but Xiao Hong not done. No boots on this Rubik either, so I don't think he can hope to escape. There is a troll sitting on the high ground, but no, one more right click finishes it off. The troll is going to be 55 more gold for Xiao Hong, and he just snagged 3 kills over on mid. So this is looking better and better and better for Hearts Get Together. KK is going to try and make his way back into top lane, but Xiao LV already has his phase boots and a Bassi up, so this is not going to be fun for him from this point forward. And well, Chen, what level are you? Shana is only level 3. Right now, he's actually doing okay, almost level 4, 5 minutes into the game. He's picked up some boots, but there are a whole bunch of Radiant wards, just keeping an eye of what he's up to over here. So, it might be a little bit more difficult to start making some plays. Timbersaw down on bot has managed to pick up his Chakram. He's got himself a bottle, so is now starting to get back in here, and Another kill missed. KK is going to go down on top lane. As XY just manages to roam in. God, what is... No excuses. Honestly, shouldn't be missing kills. You have my apologies. So, dire support's just trying to jungle up a bit. Not sure where they're going to be able to try and gank. Maybe one more attempt on mid lane, but Xiao Hong's already got 3 points up in corrosive skin. So it might be a little bit difficult. They will just swing over towards top, doing whatever they can to bail out their solo core lifestealer, but I think at this point, it might be already a little bit too late. Even if he does manage to get farm, he's just gonna have a terrible time for the rest of the game. And well, Alex left alone on bottom lane. Timbersaw is gonna make his way across and pick up a rune. So haste for him, but Aze is just down here running some pulls, looking to grab his level 6. And Hearts get together. 3k the gold lead, 2k the experience.
No.
We do have Xiao LV moving up pretty aggressively here, but he knows that the Chan and the Rubik were just over here a second ago. And XY channeling up another concoction, looks towards KK. Is he going to be able to rage the stun? Does manage to do so, but that's on 20 seconds. Well, that's 20 seconds cooldown now, so he's going to have to get all the way back in the lane. So I guess at this point it kind of falls to the Timbersaw. He's been doing alright so far. The OD as well doing okay. Rubik just kind of hanging around behind him mid lane right now, but I'm not sure. This is... And either just kind of milling around in lanes, grabbing farm, accepting the fact that KK is just getting nothing and not really making any moves. You've got another smoke picked up for Shana. Might be trying to grab level 5 and a second creep before they try and make anything happen, but poor Rubik is just sitting mid, seems unsure of what to do, and soaking the OD's experience in the meantime is not what you want to be doing. Okay, so Chen's here. They've got a troll trap. It's still nighttime, so Xiao Hong can't see over to the opposing cliff, but just playing things defensively, gonna back off, go for a little bit of jungle farm, has his suspicions about what's going on here, and well, Hearts just continue to farm this out. And while it does seem a little bit boring, it is honestly just the right decision from them. It's up to any, if they're going to be picking a lineup like this, to try and pressure, to try and make plays happen. Rubik's going to come down, do a little bit of de-warding, just trying to occupy his time, if at all possible. And Timber with the DD haste, can he hope to make a play? He's level 7, he's got his Chakram up, 3 points up in Whirling Death. XY is going to end up stunning himself top lane, continuing to pressure the Lifestealer, who has only got boots. Arrow flies in, 4-second arrow connect. Xiao LV might even be able to pick up this kill. There is no infest ready, so the leap's going to come in. 2 more right clicks is going to be all that it takes. The stick charges keep him alive, able to pop off a salve. DP support from the Rubik. Xiao LV fairly low, but he can pop his own salve. And looks like that should be that. Shana looping around, but won't be able to make anything happen. So last little bit of the Lifestealer's regen is gone. Xiao LV is low on mana, but full on health. And XY will have to head back to base here, but I think still more pressure applied from Hearts. New element, I'm really looking forward to maybe seeing the first push. Again, I don't really think Hearts have too much in the way of counter push, but Timbersaw's been nightmared, just kind of leaving him under the tower for the time being. Not 100% sure what that was about, but just a little bit of harassment. We've got this final smoke, I think, for new element. Yeah, the final smoke for a little bit heading mid, but Xiao Hong is already making his way top lane with nearly a completed mech. Xiao LV's gone back for a Midas. Timbersaw just about to get jumped bot. There isn't a grip, but there is a concoction. They didn't manage to connect the swarm bugs. Stun him up. They've got the acid spray, brain sap, and one more right click finishes it off. We do have new element taking advantage of this. They came mid to try and smoke gank the Viper, but he just revealed himself top, so are just going to be going for the tier 1 for tier 1 trade. I think both teams have fortification ready, and they do. Dire fortification still unused, but I'm not even sure if they can hope to defend this. Though Hearts might be able to here. Alex comes in, will be looking for the deny, not able to get it, but XY comes in from the side, lobs the stun out onto the Rubik. They're going to try and send him home if they can, but it's a very long duration send back. They don't have the damage to finish him off. Bane walks in right on top of a sentry ward, just barely able to get out alive. through the Moonlight Shadow. They dropped the Weaver as well at the same time. So, tower picked up, Hearts get together, try and defend. They do manage to grab the tower top lane, JLV picking up that last hit, but overall I think New Element, favorable exchange for them. They are still a ways behind in terms of overall farm, but at least making some small dent in that. The Timbersaw's got his Arcane Boots up. I'd really like to see him moving around the map a little bit more, trying to maybe set up some kills. KK has 1400 gold. I'm really hoping that it's not going to be a Midas. I think if he's going to get into this game, it just needs to be Phase Boots Drum. He gets gripped. 2 Starstorm hits. Actually, Arrow attempted and gripped seemingly not long enough, so KK will actually be able to turn around here a little bit. There is still a Brain Sap. Leap from Zhao LV already used, and 5 seconds until the Arrow. Shana comes in, and just going to be able to get the send back on the Lifestealer. So, attempted kill from Hearts, right idea, using the Fiend's Grip as soon as they got it up, but won't be able to grab the kill. New Element, meanwhile, bottom lane pushing in, Alex heading down, as is Xiao Hong, who I think has his mech completed now. And XY a little bit further back is going to end up stunning himself. Alex gets dusted. Could have maybe considered one more Shikuchi on the Rubik and then time-lapsing back, but just going to play it safe here. And we do have Lifestealer going back for a Midas. I really thought, okay, you're this far behind, just buy Phase Drum, 5 men with your team, maybe bring down some towers. You've got a mech up on your OD, so you've got a little bit of pushing power there along with your Chen creeps. Well, I guess like KK not too interested in that plan. He's just gonna be farming up while the rest of his team tries to take team fights and defend. And having spotted this, Hearts Get Together are probably just going to be able to 5-man themselves. They've got the mech on the Viper. Everybody is ready to contribute to these fights. And yeah, we can see them. They've turned up bottom lane. They're ready to go. JLV does have a Midas as well, but he's down here and raring. Alex looping in from the back. XY just charges straight in, looking for a stun, throws it towards the OD. No one present to dodge that. The arrow flies in as well. They drive Alex away from the side. As Hearts Get Together, move in on top of the tier 1. Imprisonment from the OD, Swarm flying in, Rubik. The stolen Shikuchi might be able to get in here for a lift. XY looking for the stun, lobs it out onto one. The Timbersaw brought low, finished off by the arrow. The Hand of God pops off, but just a second too late. Bane threatens the grip. Didn't end up cancelling it. Just interrupted him during the animation. XY, another stun, ready to go. Will he be able to get here and throw it out? It connects on 2. Rubik's being stunned up. They get the grip out onto the OD. The arrow flies in and gets the Rubik as well. They manage to interrupt the Bane. Nice little bit of Centaur micro there. Shana still on the run. The Viper Strike connects on the OD. They're going to try and send him back to safety, but will be brought down with one more right click. And the dive continues from Hearts. They end up losing the Weaver. Rubik trying to escape off to the side. And Timbersaw, he's rejoined this fight. The Moonlight Shadow's going to pop, but it looks like just the Urn ticks will bring down the Viper. XY also trying to escape. Moonlight Shadow, not too much left, but looks like he is going to be able to get out of here. And this whole time, KK has just been sitting up on top lane and just barely able to TP out. And that's following a buyback from Xiao Hong as well. So Midas finished for the Lifestealer, picked up the tower. Tier 1 tower did end up falling to... did end up falling on bottom lane, and I think Hearts Get Together ended up grabbing the last hit there, but... New Element, nice little team fight, are going to even things up slightly. Just 3 kills the lead, experience swinging back towards 0, and a little bit of a dent in the gold graph as well. I still worry about the late game prospect for this Lifestealer. And he's now just going back for what's kind of looking like treads. Could also be the beginnings of an SNY, or maybe a Basher, but looks like it's not going to be a phase boot build
bottom tower
from him
is
in
under
this
attack.
game. New Element are going to be able to pick up a free tier 1 bottom lane, so call the last 3 or 4 minutes of exchanges favorable for them. And JLV not just sitting back and farming up, we are looking at the Timbersaw over on mid. He's been spotted. The Bane is still just chilling out behind the tower. They've seen him. They're going to use the grip. The stun coming in from the Alchemist as well. Arrow flies. A whole lot of hate thrown out on that Timbersaw. And New Element not really in position to defend this. They do have a fortification. Timber is only
Dire
30 seconds
structures
away,
are
so
fortified.
fortification gets used. Rubik's gonna Shikuchi over. I don't know if they're gonna be able to fight this, but are still gonna be annoying and try and stall while the Lifestealer sits up on top lane. Unfortunately, he can't really threaten a tower, so Hearts know that they're pretty safe just to sit here and slow siege this out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But
attack.
it does depend on how confident they're feeling about taking a team fight here. Sanity's Eclipse is on cooldown for a little bit longer. The Hand of God is back up for the Chen. Alex is again looping around the side. Given how active the Weaver has been in this game, I'm a bit surprised that he hasn't gone for, say, an Urn and
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
some more early game items. But Hearts get together, making their move in onto the tower. The Timbersaw, however, has respawned, but Arrow connects on him right as he lands, and Alex just going hard on the Rubik on the back lines. Timbersaw trying to escape, still alive for the time being. They manage to turn things around. They bring down XY. Hearts get together, gonna pop off the Moonlight Shadow and just focus on the tier 1 tower. Have been able to bring it down. Lifestealer joins the fight, but Hearts got the objective, are just gonna be backing out. Alex making his escape from the back lines. So just pretty 5-manny for the time being. There's no tier 1 towers really left to split push, I suppose, for the Weaver, so he is going to have to maybe wait around to finish his Lincolns before he can be too aggressive with that. New Element are going to head into the Roshan pit. Still the 3-kill lead in favor of Hearts at the moment, and Lifestealer, where's that arrow? Flies out. The Rubik's actually being gripped here. They interrupt it. Will he be able to turn around and steal? No, he just gets sent back to base by the Chen. And KK too low to continue with Roshan, so Hearts, is this their opportunity? They're going to throw the Swarm. Roshan's still very healthy. And both teams vying for position without really giving too much consideration to their lanes. We are going to have Alex head down towards bot. Top lane's not in the best position either, and Hearts get together, just going to send 4 heroes mid. So, golden experience heading back towards even. I still think that Hearts are favored for the late game. Checking in on the overall farm, which we haven't seen for a little bit. Looks like we've got Zhao LV also working his way towards a Lincoln Sphere right now. We've got the double Midas for New Element. Surprisingly enough, one of them is being picked up by the Rubik. So, farming Rubik is a go. Might be able to get some big steals off. There isn't anything really that big aside from maybe Moonlight Shadow and Grip, and I think all you need is just one positioning item to get your hands on the Grip. So we'll see what he is going to end up farming towards here. Might help compensate a little bit for their lack of late game, but I'm not so sure. The Lifestealer is still going to be their primary damage dealer, especially once BKBs start arriving on Hearts Get Together, just because Timbersaw, he's not going to have anything to say about BKB, the OD is not going to have anything to say about BKB, and at that point the Lifestealer needs to have enough physical damage ready to be able to deal with them. Fortunately for him, so far it doesn't really seem like Hearts are too interested in working towards the BKBs, and I am a little bit surprised, honestly. Well, this could also be a Manta style, I suppose, from the Mirana, but those illusions are also going to be quite easily cleaned up in the fights, especially if the OD wants to, once he has some more points in Arcane Orb. So I don't think the Manta or the Lincoln Sphere is a particularly great decision here for the Mirana, but we'll see what they end up doing.
Vanish.
So everybody's off map. They're gonna pop the Moonlight Shadow for top lane, but looks like Spidey senses are tingling for Lifestealer, so he's just gonna hobble his way back to base. I am a bit surprised about treads over phase boots. It's not really a huge discussion, but you've already got plenty of attack speed from your Midas. You are going to be going for an armlet, and your biggest problem really in this game is going to be kited around in circles. Is going to be being kited around in circles by Weaver, Viper, and also the Bane. So phase boots, and then maybe even considering working towards a Basher or an SNY from there, just to be able to stay on top of your targets, I think is maybe a little bit preferred, but it's not a big deal, and it does really come down to a matter of personal taste. As far as warding is concerned, New Element will have managed to get some fairly aggressive wards down, just lots of priority placed over the Roshan pit right now, and Alex not quite able to sneak in and steal the haste rune from the Timbersaw. So Chen's got a medallion. Seems like he might be working his way towards a Force Staff. Timbersaw. Well, just the Soul Booster up so far, so not really too close to his Bloodstone just yet. Alex, meanwhile, almost has his Lincolns finished. I think he's already got the recipe up. And Xiao LV, what's it going to be, is also working towards a Lincoln Sphere. I'm not quite sure what it blocks, aside from maybe a Test of Faith, maybe a Lift. But aside from that, I guess it's just a nice overall regen item for the Mirana. It does let you just spam your spells, keep lanes pushed out, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest proponent of it in this game, especially since I think just going for one damage item and a BKB already puts you in really good stead for these fights. But who knows? Maybe preempting a Hex on the OD, though I think he's a very long way away from that. Just has a Force Staff picked up so far, so Shiki is still doing alright in terms of overall farm and is in fact the most farmed hero on his team right now, but still, I'm a little bit interested about the Hearts Get Together decisions. We do have Rubik managing to finish up that Force Staff, so it might be a little bit easier for him to get his hands down on the grip at this point. There is a ward up on the high ground here, which Shauna's going to be able to spot out and get rid of, but this is a very clear indication to Hearts that Roshan is going on right now. New Element are a fairly quick Roshan lineup. Xiao V is going to help out a little bit by landing a 5-second arrow on Roshan as it continues to drop. He's moved in here, everybody else is TPing as well. But looks like not quite the reaction that they were looking for. The Moonlight Shadow's been thrown out, but the Rubik's also managed to get his hands on this one here. Sentry Ward popped down by the Bane. Whoever dewards the Sentry kind of has control for this fight, but neither of them going for it right now. It's Sentry v Sentry. Meanwhile, in the pit, Hand of God's going to be used. Zhao LV ran in. Now he's leaping out. The Rubik gets focused down, but that means that the Lifestealer can start running in. Focusing on XY for the time being, not really able to bring him down. Is getting kited, but Zhao Hong dropping low. Stun charged up. Will just end up dropping as KK. Finished off by AZE. Timbersaw able to retreat a little bit further out. He's the lone survivor from his team right now. The Sentry Ward finally gets dealt with after all of that is said and done. And Timbersaw is actually, well, not trapped up on the high ground, but Timber Chain's over into not the best situation. Gerald V jumps up, couple more right clicks, and it's going to be a killing spree for the Mirana. So it ends up being a 5-for-2 trade overall. The Aegis ended up on Alex. Not 100% sure who got the last hit on Roshan there, but given that we didn't see a snatch, I guess Hearts Get Together also managed to snag that. So big win for them, now leading by 6 kills. They've got an Aegis in hand on their Weaver, along with his Lincoln Sphere finished, so I think good luck to New Element killing him from this point forward. Mirana should have her Lincoln Sphere finished. That's going to be flying out in just a second. And we've also got a Mithril Hammer picked up for Zhao V. So it looks like he's going to be the one working towards the Deso here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But losing that Roshan really hurts New Element. KK can't really stay in lane against Alex, who's also got a double damage rune up, and Bane slides in with the grip. Arrow to finish things off. This poor Lifestealer is not having the best game, but I don't know, I think they have only the draft to blame for this. They picked up the Lifestealer already with the Viper on the board, and as soon as that was grabbed, Hearts Get Together were just like, yeah, we're gonna take Bane. It works really well with Mirana, let's just... And it also counters pretty much the one core hero that you have. So, I think a little bit of a drafting blunder from New Element. They're gonna lose a tier 2 on top lane. Rubik is still just getting value out of his Midas around the map, but they are going to be forced back to try and defend here. 10 seconds to the Lifestealer respawn. Timbersaw doing his best to split push on mid. Fortification's already been forced out. An arrow going to connect on the Hellbear.
Middle tower is under attack.
And well, the Timbersaw split push is going to force Xiao LV back. So no more push on top from Hearts, but they're leading by 7.5k gold. They're leading by 7.5k experience. They haven't really taken the opportunity to get any aggressive wards down in the enemy jungle. Are the wards actually stacking up? No, they're not. Are they just on the courier? They are. So maybe after that push, if the Bane had just been carrying some wards, could have really restricted the Lifestealer's farm at this point, but not really sure if it matters. This Aegis should still be able to afford them at least one more tier 2 tower. The Timbersaw's managed to finish up his Bloodstone, but he's had some unfortunate team fights. He's 1 for 4 right now. And I think that's just Hearts really focusing him down. There's quite a bit of minus armor between the Alchemist with Acid Spray and a Medallion. You put the Swarm on top and all of a sudden Timbersaw doesn't really seem like such a tanky threat in these fights. And nobody else can really back him up either. If the Lifestealer tries to charge in, then he just gets gripped, Viper Struck, and dies. And KK, what's he managed to finish up? Does have his Armlet and another 1.1k gold. There's a grip on mid. They're going to try and force OD away, but I don't think that's getting him anywhere closer to safety. Looks like the sendback was attempted. Hand of God already used. They get the Nightmare out onto the Bane. They're focusing on the Lifestealer for the time being. Arrow goes in. Timbersaw, Timber Chaining right into the middle of that, and Lifestealer, you're going to have to pop out right now as the Timbersaw drops. A couple more right clicks to finish him off. Rubik attempting the save with the Force Staff, but 3 core heroes already gone. They line up the Rubik to make it 4. Arrow flies in, no escape, and Hearts get together. Big dive over into the Dire base, but tier 2 tower next in line. Maybe even looking towards a tier 3 at this point. With Lifestealer still dead for 30 seconds. He does have a buyback ready, but even with a buyback, there's an Aegis Viper ready and waiting for you with his 12-second Viper Strike cooldown.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tessa finished for LV. They're going to keep on moving up onto the high ground. Timbersaw. Chakram keeps on being lobbed, but not really forcing the Hearts get together side back. Melee barracks just about to drop. The only thing that they can hope for is maybe to catch 1 or 2 heroes on the way out. They managed to get the imprisonment down. Alex turning around to continue fighting. They forced to have Xiaohong back to safety. Alex is very low, able to pop the time lapse. He's still got the Aegis for a little bit longer here, and they've already managed to bring down the Chen. Hearts get together, deciding to continue this fight. Viper Strike flies out a long way. The Rubik's going to be gripped up. No way to cancel here. Can't even throw off the defensive imprisonment. XY eats some big damage from the Sanity's Eclipse, but looks like he's still going to be alright. KK trying to do what he can, but Rage is about to wear off, so he's going to be forced to retreat. The Timbersaw drops as well, and that's going to be the GG called. So game 1 of this best of 3 qualification series with the Sina Cup is going to be going to Hearts Get Together. Congratulations to them. Next game is going to be up in just a moment's time. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Apologies about the missed kills. Again, I'm Baseskip here on the Beyond the Summit stream, providing coverage while the BTS guys are busy. I think they're still busy sorting out their new place and where they're going to be moving. So I think that's still in the works, and that's the reason, again, why I'm here. If anybody wants to leave me any feedback on my casting guides, you can email me at baseskipdota@gmail.com. Otherwise, don't forget to support Beyond the Summit. You can follow or subscribe. Big thank you to the organizers of this event for having us on to cast, and I hope to see you guys for the second game of this best of 3 coming up next.